Good morning. I hope everything's going great in your world today and that this is just going to be a tremendous week for you. I hope you had a great time worshiping God yesterday with the people of God. I want to think with you this day about the idea of being a parent, a grandparent, a great-grandparent, and all the things involved in it. I've been reading a book recently about the effect grandparents can have on their grandchildren and ways of affecting their future in a positive way, and it's really been a good book. I suppose the reason I'm so deeply interested in it is that we're blessed with a lot of grandchildren and a whole bunch of great-grandchildren. We've got 10 grands and 20 great-grands at this point in life, and expect to have some more along the way. So life is good in that regard, but you do begin to wonder at some point in your life, what effect really can I have on those that sometimes you just don't get to see very often? And you wonder, is there any way that I can bless the life of that great-grandchild that lives in a distant place and you don't have much opportunity to be with them? And it is a challenge. And yet, here's some things that God tells us about the things that happen that go down through generations. It's amazing in reading the book of Proverbs, for example, how many times he talks about what we do with our children and through the generations and what it can affect. And he talks about how that a son, for example, that doesn't listen to the training of the father and the instructions of their mother is a foolish child that doesn't take in the information that they ought to. And he talks about the parent who does not discipline, the one that spares the rod, spoils the child. And in one text he even says the one that does not discipline hates their children. Strange statement. We live in a time when so many feel like that to give any kind of strong discipline at all is in some way abusive to the child. And you almost seem like parents fear any very strong discipline at all with the child. And yet God says, parents, you must bring them up in the training and the discipline of the Lord. And that you need to train up that child in the way they should go so that when they're old, they'll not depart from it. But what about those of us that have long since passed the age of being able to help our children very much and knowing what to do, or maybe now even our grandchildren, and we're wondering about the great-grandchildren and what we can do in their lives to help and to bless them in some way. Think about just a couple of things that might make a huge difference. Number one, I need to have a great relationship with the parent and with the grandchild if I'm going to affect anything about the great-grandchild. If my relationship is distant and I really don't have any kind of good contact with the ones that are the parents, the truth is I'm going to have no effect on the grandchild or the great-grandchild. You got to start with the parent of the child itself and the relationship you have with them out of love. But then it is a matter of being one that listens and cares and is involved in some way in their life, that you're attuned to them. One of the things we can do is just ask them questions and listen to what they say and answer things that they may have in a way that they can live by it and understand. We can give them a heritage that matters. We can be ones that show by our life what is vitally important to us, that it might be able to pass down to them in some way. But there's a lot we just can't do. The reality is, after years pass and generations past, our effect often seems minimal. And it is a challenge in life. But what we must do is be the ones that show the kind of interest that they need, so that they know every day, my grandpa and my grandmother deeply love me. And if it's a pawpaw that's way up there somewhere in the years, and you've got all of the great-grandchildren, they need to know they love us and care about us so, so much. Life moves quickly. Don't forget the effect you can have on the generations to come every day.